here at Greenleaf Nursery in Tahlequah, Oklahoma, and joining me is Randy Davis, the president of Greenleaf Nursery. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for coming today, Casey.
It is so beautiful out here, and you just see fields and fields of color. You guys are a wholesale grower. Can you kind of tell me about the history of Greenleaf?
Okay, we're a family-owned nursery, started by the Nickel family, and in 1945 they started a little cash and carry operation in Muskogee, Oklahoma. And in 1957, John Nickel, one of the sons, got interested in the nursery business, and so they purchased an 80-acre farm here on Lake Tenkiller and started growing in containers. And at that time, growing in containers, growing plants was kind of new. So they had to do a lot of research and figure out exactly how to go about it. But they started and basically grew it here on the lake. And then in 1971, they purchased some land in Texas and started a nursery in El Campo, Texas, which is down
under the same name, Greenleaf.
Under the same name, Greenleaf Nursery Company. And then in 1998, they purchased land in Tarboro, North Carolina, and started a nursery in North Carolina. This location is about 600 acres now currently.
And you're at capacity here?
Pretty much at capacity, yes.
Okay.
And then the Texas nursery is about 500 acres, almost as large as this one. And North Carolina, and right now, is about 150 to 200 acres.
Wow.
And it's probably where we'll do more of the growing. It's kind of the newer operation. And then we're taking advantage of the market up the East Coast.
Okay.
We already had a lot of customers that we served from this location, but we're a lot closer to that marketplace out in Tarboro.
Well, so often we're at nurseries and we see these green leaf tags on our plants, but we don't know where those plants are coming from.
Yes.
So they could be coming from any of those 3 locations?
They could be.
And they're shipped nationally?
Yes, correct. We ship basically east of the Rocky Mountains.
Okay.
We don't ship much out west. There's a lot of nurseries out there and a lot of restrictions on shipping west, and so basically we're east of the Rocky Mountains.
Now, OSU and Greenleaf have had a long history. In fact, you went to OSU also,
That's
and
correct.
Many of your employees?
That's correct. And one of the first employees of Greenleaf Nursery was a professor at OSU, Austin Kenyon. So they hired him away from OSU to come help them run the nursery. And then I started here when I was 16 years old in 1971. And Austin Kenyon was kind of running the nursery at that time, and he came up to me one day and asked me where I was going to go to college and got me interested in OSU. And then they paid my way to Oklahoma State to get a degree in horticulture, and then I came back here and have worked here now over 40 years and worked my way up through the company to president of the company now. And it's a company that I'm very passionate about. Great people, still owned by that same family, and they really do take care of their people. So
well, I have to say, everyone we have met here has seemed so nice, and it feels like you're a part of a family just being on the property.
Yes.
The employees, it must take a lot of employees to do all of this work.
It does. We have about 1,200 company-wide. Here at this location, we'll be somewhere between 450 to 600. We're very seasonal in the springtime. That's when you do most of your gardening. So the spring is very busy here. We work a lot of hours in the spring shipping our product out to get it into garden centers. And we mostly supply the independent garden centers.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about growing. You have such great quality. We can just look behind us, the consistency of all of the plants. Do you not only grow the plants in containers, but do you trial them as well? We
do. We have trial gardens here on the nursery where we really test the plants, and then we also have trial gardens throughout the United States. We have some in Dallas, some in St. Louis, some in Kansas City, some at Stillwater. We work with OSU testing plants. We use a sales motto of predictable quality, and basically that's because we have a lot of customers that are unable to come to the nursery each year and see our product. So we want them to know that each year they're going to get predictable quality. And so our plants, we want them to everyone be just exactly the same, and so we use genetically, they're all the same, and we do a lot of shearing to grow good quality plants and make it to where our customers know what they're going to get. We want them, when they open that truck of Greenleaf plants, we want them to say, wow, those are beautiful. So we work very hard at having predictable quality plants. And then we have a new product line called Garden Debut, and what we're doing with it is introducing superior plants. It could be trusted selections, older plants maybe that did not get marketed or that really perform well, but a lot of the times we're bringing new product, and a good example would be Yaupon holly. The regular Yaupon, when you put it in your landscape, gets kind of big, and we have a new one called Micron that stays real small, that is just a superior plant if you need small plants. So we have a lot of different plants like that that we're bringing along in our Garden Debut brand and introducing it.
So every year there's new introductions with Garden Debut.
And you know, it's pretty exciting because it's new, it's either more fragrant, or holds color better, has better fall color, blooms better, better disease resistance. It could be a multitude of different things, but we're just improving on the current plants. We're really not, quote, developing new plants, but we're improving on what we already have out there,
right.
making it a lot more, making the opportunity to have success in your landscape a lot higher, and that's important.
And with growing that stuff, you're not talking about this season. You guys work on a calendar that's further advanced than ours.
We really do.
You know, in the production area, you're probably working on 2 years?
We really are. We're projecting out sometimes 4 and 5 years.
Okay.
You know, some of these plants, especially the larger sizes, they take 4, 5, 6 years to actually come to fruition, to be ready to plant in the landscape.
Right.
So it does take some planning.
So in addition to all of the plants that you're growing here, there's another component of Greenleaf that you're very proud of also that plays to the environment that we're in. Can you talk about your sustainability practices?
Yes, we take that very serious. We're located here on the banks of Lake Tenkiller, which is one of the most pristine lakes in the world. And so we take it serious, and we recycle all of our water, and we do that at all of our locations, not just this one. We catch it in concrete ditches or different ways to get it back into an area where we can recycle it and reuse it, put it back on the plants. That keeps sediment and fertilizer chemicals from going into the lake. And so we recycle our water, we recycle our plastic, and we actually use a hay baler, a round hay baler, that will bale up the plastic, and it looks like a round bale of hay when you get finished. And then we load it on a semi and send it to the recyclers. And we reuse our containers every opportunity we can. So basically anything that we can recycle, we do.
Randy, I feel like I'm in Hidden Valley here. I mean, it's just beautiful, and thank you for sharing this with us.
Well, thank you for taking time to come today. We really appreciate it, and we appreciate your show and what it does to gardening in Oklahoma. So thank you very much for being here.
We hope you enjoyed this video. It's part of our Oklahoma Gardening YouTube channel. You can also find even more videos on our OK Gardening Classics YouTube channel. And join us on social media for great gardening tips, photos, and discussion.